Are you a peak performer? Are you leveling up your game? Well, in this video, I'm going to be talking about how I level up my game. I'm not going to be talking about all the skills that I've learned and all the courses that I've taken. I'm going to be talking about how I level up my game as far as peak production, my energy level with food. I'm going to be talking about food allergy. You and I have full control over of what we put into our bodies, of what situations and areas that we're in. I'm going to give you my experience with gluten food allergies. I'm going to be talking about my experience and also my family's experience with multiple food allergies from gluten, from soy, from wheat, from almonds. I'm going to be talking about what I do to substitute food so that I can make my life and my family's life fulfilled. Yes, that's the word, fulfilled. Follow along with me, and I hope you enjoy this video because I believe that if you control what you put into your body, not only sleep and all that other stuff, but what you put in your body, the return on investment for your body and for your second brain is going to be so immense. All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Suteen Simplecom. I'm from the Valley. As you can hear from my voice and my face, I am very enthusiastic. My channel is all about fun, enthusiasm, productivity, biohack, and anything that is going to help me through my journey in life in my late 40s here. Why are we talking about food allergies in this video? Food allergies is something that we have 100% full control. It is one major component that is going to help you become a peak performer, regardless if you are a student, an athlete, or a working professional. We all have the time, we all have the knowledge in today's world to identify what works for us and what doesn't work for us. The first thing I want to talk about as far as food allergies is, one, I highly recommend that you go to a medical professional, get tested for allergies. That includes food allergies. Are you allergic to wheat? Are you allergic to grass? Are you allergic to shellfish, tomatoes, strawberries, etc.? In the next few minutes of this video, I'm going to be talking about the foods I eat at home, what I do when I travel. Furthermore, because I've got multiple people in my house, I also have to worry about cooking for multiple food allergies. So what I do is I read a lot of labels. I document a lot of things. When I go shopping with my wife, I know what to buy, what not to buy. And sometimes, I mess up, so I have to document it to remind myself, hey, don't buy this again, okay? So some of the things that are very common in my house is soy sauce. Living in a multi-generational Asian family, one of the things that I grew up with that I love, heck, it was with rice, sticky rice, I even put it on my bread, is, my goodness, soy sauce seasoning, okay? I used to put this in everything. And unfortunately, I did not learn that it had gluten in it. So if you love soy sauce and you are gluten intolerant or have celiac disease, check the bottle. This has got gluten unless it says gluten-free. One of the things that my family did was we started doing research and talking to medical professionals and nutritionists. We went with this turmeric sauce. Is it right? Organic turmeric gluten-free soy sauce. It tastes, okay, we'll call it is, as close to real soy sauce as possible, but it helped me. It helped my stomach, it helped my daughter, all right? So those things, if you're Asian or if you like Asian food, make sure when you ask at the sushi bar, gluten-free soy sauce, make sure it's gluten-free soy sauce. Now, the other thing that we love in our house is barbecue sauce, teriyaki sauce. So what I'm going to show you right now is two of my favorite sauces. The original barbecue sauce and the gluten-free barbecue sauce, okay? Guess what? I went online. I love this. I ordered it online, and Suteen made the wrong mistake. He ordered the gluten one. And then I saw this at Whole Foods. I picked this up, and it has been amazing. My brother-in-law is going to get this. My mother-in-law is going to get this. But why do I bring this up? I bring this up is you have to read the fine print. It should say gluten-free, all right? And you also have to trust the manufacturer. In my household, and like many households out there, you have a love of grains pasta. In Minneapolis, Minnesota, one of my good friends, Aaron, his mother was an amazing chef. I loved going over there on Friday nights because they would make fresh pasta. I kid you not. His mom would make fresh pasta and pasta sauce. I loved it. I could eat it like it's going out of style, like no tomorrow. I can eat it. However, as I got older, when I would go to an Italian restaurant like Buca's, I would order the fruit de mer, and I was like, why am I feeling this way? It turned out I ended up developing a gluten intolerant as I got older in life. So in my household, I carry 2 different types of pasta. For example, like the Barilla for my kids who are not gluten intolerant that I am. And also one of my favorites is this Jovial pasta. I think it's made out of brown rice. It may not taste like the real thing, but it's close enough for me. The other thing that I love is chocolate. When I met my wife, she would make this wonderful Ghirardelli. Oh my goodness, Ghirardelli brownie. And I never knew why I felt sick, but once I identified that it had wheat and gluten, I'm like, oh my goodness, I can't have these anymore. However, all my friends are like, thanks for bringing over the brownie soutine. Why do I say this? It's very important that when you're sitting at a restaurant and you're ordering that creme brulee, it may have gluten because of the caramel, or that dessert, make sure you identify that gluten, because you don't want to have dinner, nice dessert, and then leave there going, oh my God, it's not good. So now after dessert, you're into the night. For some of you out there, if you're at a restaurant, you like to have a drink. Make sure you understand what is there. If you drink beer and you're gluten intolerant, you'll know right away, because what's mostly in beer? Wheat, okay? Wheat, barley, etc. You got to be careful on what you drink. A lot of things out there have gluten and also have lemongrass. One of my daughters, she didn't know that her protein drink, gluten-free, hallelujah, but deep in the actual ingredient, it had lemongrass. And she started to having an allergic reaction to that lemongrass. Fortunately for us, she didn't have to go to the hospital, but it was an emergency. Know your product, read your product. Now, when it comes to reading labels, you have to understand what the labels are saying. There's a lot of things in there that will say, hey, may contain soy, may contain almonds, may contain this. My recommendation, and this is just for me, if I see that, I'm not buying it, unless I've tried it before. Typically, I do not buy it. The other thing to look out for is if it says grass. One of my daughters, like I mentioned, she was making a protein shake in the morning before she goes to work. She started having an allergic reaction. After a while, which is, I know my daughter, she immediately looked at the package. It said grass in there. So I highly recommend reading the label. Furthermore, I highly recommend documenting what you eat so that you know that if something doesn't feel good, you can go back to that document, that spreadsheet, for example, what I'm showing to you right now, and say, hey, this is what caused me to feel this way. Let's talk more about how you feel. In my document, my spreadsheet, I've seen others where they will actually have a column that says your mood. Do I feel good? Do I feel bad? Etc. Some people actually have a column that says bloated or itchy, etc. This is something that you can do for yourself to help you identify what you can actually eat, what's causing you to react. There is one more thing that I want to talk about in addition to actual food allergies. Yes, it is related to food, and that is the making of the food, the preparation of the food. Just merely being in the presence, say, of a high histamine, say shellfish, aka shrimp or lobster being cooked, you can actually have an allergic reaction to those things. One of my daughters, she can't be anywhere close to the smell of lemongrass and also shellfish. If you're allergic to grass of any sort, like ragweed or hayweed, etc., just the mere fact that it's in the air, you know right away that your sinuses, your throat is gonna puff up or something. For me, there's certain foods out there that I know that when I'm around, my voice gets deeper. I start having inflamed sinuses and all this other stuff. Just because it's not a physical thing that you're eating doesn't mean that you won't be allergic to that food when it is being processed, when it's being cooked. So please be aware of that, because sometimes you might be going to a restaurant that happens to provide allergen-free, foods for yourself. It could be soy-free or almond-free. However, They may be cooking it for somebody else, and then the smell, the vapor comes to you and it hits you, and then you have an allergic reaction. These are some of the things that you need to be aware about, especially when you're out and about in a restaurant or you're visiting friends and they're cooking. So make sure you know what you're allergic to, and make sure you know how the food is being prepared. Just because it's not in a physical solid form doesn't mean that as a vapor that it cannot harm you or cause you to have an allergic reaction. I hope you liked this video. I hope you liked the stories that I provided. There are so many food allergies out there. It could be peanuts, strawberries, it could be mushrooms, for example. There's so many food allergies out there that everyone is unique. Like I mentioned early on, I highly recommend going to a medical professional, getting tested, getting advice so that you can make the right decision for you and your body. When you are able to get the right foods into your body, you are going to be able to perform at your peak state so that your colleagues, your clients, your friends, your family can enjoy being around you. They want to see the enthusiasm in your face and in your voice, just like me.